This is Sirach 27:12. If thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time, but be continually among men of understanding. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to you all, pushing this word with true sincerity, with charity. And I just want to go into a quick lesson, all right, and I'm going to call it, when you're around low-level Sayans, all right, when you're around low-level Sayans, okay, and that's basically what I call 2/3, all right, men that are, not in the truth, okay, whether you be at your job, whether you have, somebody you may know that's a 2/3 that you might do business with, or anything like that, how to conduct yourself around them. Because sometimes you're in positions where you have to be around these people. All right, me personally, and I'm pretty sure a lot of brothers are the same way. If it's not a job or if it's not a business transaction, pretty much we're not dealing with 2/3, man. Now, you may have a cousin, every now and then you may speak to, but in its truth, after a while, you grow apart. You don't really hang around, like that, man. And if you are in a situation where you have to be around them, like the scripture says, observe the times, man. Because these people have not faith, they have not wisdom, and they really are void of understanding. They're reprobates, They act emotionally, irrationally, and their conversation is going to vex you, Just like the scripture says about Lot, talks about just Lot vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, man. But at the same time, you want to observe the times. You don't want to give offense in anything, man. All right. And you want to have a good rapport with them that are without. They want to, you want the people that are without to look at you and really not have anything to say really bad or about you, man. This is Luke 16:9. And I say unto you, make to yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness, that when ye fail, they may receive you into everlasting habitations. All right. So, making friends with the regular people, man. Like I call them, the lower level Sayans. Because one thing you got to realize about, the elect are those first fruits, those aristocrats. We don't think any way like these lower level Israelites. They don't even, they don't have that understanding you do. Their understanding is very limited, man. As scriptures talk about the carnal man, they're natural men. They don't receive the spirit, man. So, some things they say are going to vex you, but like Paul said, I became all things to all men. So when you are around them, there's a way you can conduct yourself where you don't really tip them off to what you are and what you do. You know what I mean? You don't really need to let them know who and what you are, what you're about. You know what I mean? Me personally, I've matured to the level where, around 2/3, when I'm at my job, they can tell on my conversation that I'm not like them. My conduct and the things that I speak, is seasoned with salt. Everything, that comes out of our mouth should be seasoned with salt, as the scripture says, and that means with wisdom. Everything we say is wisdom. You may crack a joke every now and then, but even in that, there's a lesson to be learned. So those that are around you, they know that every time they come around you, that they're going to learn something. You know what I mean? but it's veiled under the cloak of you being a regular person. You know what I mean? You're not, bringing up scriptures like that. You know what I mean? You know, you're not bringing up scriptures like that. You're giving analogies. You're making sense of things. You're coding the word and the scriptures within what you're saying. But what you're saying is pretty much like, it may be a regular conversation. But yeah, you want to make friends with the mammon of the world. Why? Because, you might need these people. You know what I mean? You may need a mechanic. You may need a guy who's gonna cut your hair, and not give you a lining. You know what I mean? You may need a guy that'll help you with your furniture or something like that. You never know. You may need a guy on a job, to fill in for you if you're not at work. You know what I mean? When you make friends with the mammon of this world, you have, because you got to think about it. Yahweh Shemir Shah, he's the ultimate chess player. Okay. And I remember there was this movie called Fresh. It was an old movie from the 80s, man. And it was about a young kid, and he was real smart in like the drug game and stuff like that. And he would it was with Samuel Jackson, now that I remember. Samuel Jackson played his father. All right. And this movie came out in I could say like the late 80s, maybe the early 90s, go figure. But basically this kid named Fresh, he basically used everybody around him like chess pieces. He would go play chess with his dad, and then the lessons that he learned from his father, he would implement them in his game, when he was dealing with people, man. He used everybody like a chess piece, and that's how we should be, man, with these people that are without. Right, this is 1 Timothy 3:7. Right, and it makes me think of the scripture where it says, giving offense in nothing, that the ministry be not blamed. You know what I mean? Now whether they know you're a part of the ministry or not, that applies. Of course, there's people without that know you're Israelites. That you maybe your cousins or your certain family members. That you spoke to about it when you woke up. And this truth, the Lord brought you like further apart. But when you do have to deal with them, it's the way you move around them, man. Because they're always going to test you. The ones that know, they're worse than the ones that don't, because, the ones that know, they're going to test you. They want to really know if you're really about what you say you're about. So they're going to try to give you some pork. They're going to keep trying to hand you blunts. So it's just best not to be around them if you don't have to. But at the same time, this is, about conduct when you do, right? But this is 1 Timothy 3:7. Moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without, lest he fall into reproach and the snare of the devil. So you want to have a good report with the lower level Sayans, man, with the regular citizens of Israel, because really that's what they are. Okay. The elect are not regular citizens of Israel, though they make up the governing body of the nation of Israel. These are the aristocrats, all right, which means the best rule, all right. But for those that are without, you want to have a good report, man. You don't want them to have anything bad to say about you, really, because you're applying this word in your walk in your day to day. If you are applying this word in your walk, nobody's gonna have anything to say about it, man. Let me get one more. See if I can find this. Right, this is 1 Peter 3. I'm going to start at right, 16. Having a good conscience, that whereas they speak, it's like having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you, as of evildoers, they may be ashamed that falsely accuse your good conversation in Hamashiach. All right. And I had that situation at work, man. It was just a real contentious nigga. He was an old nigga, man. And, you know, I would have conversations with people at work, like very intelligent conversations, maybe about history or war or economics, all these things that we learn in the truth and filter through the scriptures, but, you know, just keeping it on the carnal level. And, you know, he's a guy that was wanted in wisdom. He was like, you know, a lower level saying, like I said, his mind was very base, very low level. And, you know, by him being an older man and hearing how intelligently I spoke, you know, when everybody else just speaks like niggas, they're pretty much cliche as fuck, you know what I mean? You know, this guy was, you could tell he was getting mad, he was getting angry, the demons were, you know, he kept trying to say little snide shit, trying to pick shit with me. And I just, you know, smiled at him. You know, he's an older man anyway, you know, because even though he's a fucking fool and a 2/3 nigga, you know what I mean? The scriptures tell us, you know, to have respect for those with a hoary head. So, you know, we apply these things. So he's just mad. He's frustrated. He realized he can't trigger me. And the more he speaks to me and the more he says that tries to trigger me, just makes himself look dumb. And everybody else looks around and they're like, you know, they can see it. And then, you know, he just really has no ammo against me. Why? Because I'm applying these scriptures. I'm not, you know, when you, and then, you know, what happens? People become ashamed. You know, they can't really say anything about you. You know, they want to try, but they can't. Hey, just like Yahweh Shai, man. There was nothing they had. Pontius Pilate couldn't find anything against him, man. Everything they said about him was a lie. They raised up false reports. You know, there was nothing they could say about him, man. You know, we should be that way to the best of our ability, man. You know, but yeah, it's a little lesson I wanted to do, man. You know, just, you know, on how to conduct yourself around the 2/3, man. All right, when you have to be around them. You know what I mean? Apply these scriptures, give no offense. You know, scriptures talk about how you spit on a fire. You know, when shit, you know, when niggas get niggery. Not to say you'll never be in a situation where you just gotta knock a nigga out, beat his ass, you know. And then if that's the case, then hey, may the Lord be with you and guide your hands to the to the correct ass whooping that this man desires, you know. But other than that, you know, there's a way we are to conduct ourselves around those that have not this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay. So yeah, that's just a little quick lesson I wanted to do. Hope it was edifying. With that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing this word with true sincerity, with charity. Shalom. And a Bible.